Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones setup for today. So, is this barbed wire confusion chaos coming to an end? And what I'm referring to is all these tails, the downside tails, the upside from last week and the start of this week. We've now ended up with a fairly decent 2 8-hour bars here, an inside bar, an engulfing bar, and then a follow-through bar. Now, all of that happened not quite off structure. I'll just pick up this pin bar here, but it's just a little bit short of that. But anyway, this is the zone that we've been paying attention to pretty much a week and a half now, and that is 39,035, or just round that off to 3,900. So if we just pop across to the daily, you can see we had two daily range bars the previous 2 days, actually four to be honest, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these last 2 days have been kind of hectic, and that's the first 2 days of the week. The Friday, Monday, and then Tuesday is this little, what looks like a fairly bullish bar. Now, we do have a lot of data coming through. I just want to put this level in. You can see the daily high there, daily high there, daily low there. So that is 39,312. So let's just come back to the levels we want to be trading. That was kind of the levels that we were playing with, but very, 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 let's just say loosely. We weren't adhering to any structure, but when you zoom out on the higher time frames, you can see those levels fairly clearly. So to the upside, again, 39,312, to the downside, 39,035 or 3,900 to the downside. Now, granted, we've had a nice run yesterday, 3 decent bars here. Moving averages now pointing to the upside, which is a bullish sign, but we have a day full of data as we have the 4th of July holidays coming up. So I'm not sure traders are going to be holding on to any longs that they have in the market, so you could find a fairly steep pullback to come and test the lows, or I could be completely wrong and they rally on the noise and hold over the weekend, over the long weekend coming up. So could be either way. For me, I don't really want to be on this market until majority of the data is out the way, and then we can see what's going on, because this confusion is really twofold. It's political and it's economic. So political, all the elections, and there's a lot of chaos going around with Biden and Trump at the moment. And then the second part of it is you've got the elections running around Europe, which could bring a lot of changes depending which ways those elections swing. And some of them are already swinging in different directions to where they've been in the last couple of years. So that's another thing that the market will be watching. And then obviously at the back of everybody's minds is, are we going to go into a deeper recession, or are we starting to pull ourselves right? Now, the problem that we do have, and forget the exact number, but the debt specifically that the US has, and a lot of the Western countries have together, is something like 9 or 90 trillion. I forget the exact number, but it's a massive number, which is almost equal to the gross domestic product of all the Western countries. So that is frightening, because what it's going to mean is a lot of the Western countries where interest rates have been zero for so long, what's going to happen now is people are paying for debt firstly, but you're going to have to start increasing taxes. You're going to have to start looking for different revenue collection streams in order to pay the debt. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the Western markets, and I suppose it's going to be your established countries, USA, UK, Germany, Switzerland, etc., etc., etc. So wherever we've been using free money and not figuring out how to pay for to pay it back, because it's free essentially, and now you've got to pay it back. It is creating a burden on a lot of those countries. I think third world countries like South Africa, we've always paid for our debt. We've always had interest rate hikes or interest rates over 6% pretty much. So we understand what we have to do, but I think the first world countries are the ones that have a battle on their hands, and there's a lot of people that are battling with the interest rates, the levels they are now. So obviously you're waiting for those interest rates to drop. So that's just what this market is telling you. Anyway, long-winded story that. The reality is we are still confused. So you can see the last couple of days, big up, big down, big up, big down. And then even yesterday it was big down, and then all of a sudden big up. So we need to hold some structure, and I can fine tune this level there. And let's just put one more level in just to get the zone. There's a couple of levels in between this. So this is the zone I'd be paying attention to: 39,290 and 39,250. That's what you want to pay attention to. That could be the area for the bulls to come in. This could also just be setting up for a flat bottom triangle, which is normally the top of a move structure, or a move all the way back down to the bottom of the range. So my view at the moment is public holiday coming, lots of gaps on the downside here. I'd be a little bit cautious of anything at the moment, because it could just as easily break the upside as it could to the downside, as we are sort of could be we could have broken through the range, or sorry, let me just get a little bit higher. You can see these tails here. It's not a clear signal to rejections, but this 39,400 could also be the top of the range. So I am still sitting on the sides. There's just way too much political uncertainty here. So and you're going into a sort of public holiday and probably a long weekend for a lot of people. So I would I just sit back and wait. Just exercise your patience some more until this clears. It is going to give way one way or the other, and it's not going to continue sideways like this forever. Trust me. Way too many people have targets to achieve that are working for big corporates that have the funds behind them to manipulate this market and drive it in a direction they want, and they're going to start getting frustrated soon and start picking a direction and driving it. So be patient. It is going to come. I'm on the sides today. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.